So you're gonna cut your first tree down today, bud. And this is a perfect place to do it because there's a plantation. Technically not as many hazards as what you'd be dealing with if you just went into the forest there to start cutting, right? So let's go take a look at a couple things. This tree we want to skin is just a bit of a practice exercise. We're going to use it to build our cabin with, right? You did the right thing. You trimmed all the brush around the bottom of it. You clear that out. If something goes down, you got to get out of the way fast. You don't want to trip on something, because if you do, the tree's going to fall on you and it's going to hurt you, right? You got to take a few other things into consideration, like the wind. Where's the wind coming from?
This way?
It's coming from this way. So we want to drop the tree over here, right?
Yeah.
We want to drop it there, but we have the wind pushing it back that way. So we're going to have to make sure that we set it up, that we notch it in such a way that we can force it that way, and that we're going to use wedges for. Not a big deal. It's just, if we're a big tree with a lot of canopy and you have a lot of wind, you could get yourself into some issues. It's gonna, pinch your bar. You could run or it could just fall back on you. You want to make sure it's nice and straight. If you have a leaner, that's another issue. But what we're gonna do is we're gonna drop it on that stump right there, so we can keep it off the ground while we do the draw knife work on it. Let me see, what else can we tell you? Come on over here. We'll clear this garbage out. A little bit of a crash course in this. I mean, you're probably going to want to bail between those trees if something goes down. You want to look up top, make sure there's nothing up there that's gonna fall down on you, and you also can sound the tree. If it goes dunk, it could be hollow, right? That'd be bad because some stuff could go down, could collapse on you. This is a bigger tree. It's got another wedge in it. It's got another growth on it. That's why it sounds like that. But that's a good solid tree, actually. Sometimes what happens is there'll be a dead hunk of whatever up there. And as the tree starts to go, it'll fall back on you. You've heard of widowmakers. Yeah. And as it's falling, a lot of stuff can go down. It can hit something, a branch could come back, and they'll be like Mach 1. So when you cut that back out of the way, you get to a little bit of a safe area. Don't turn your back on it. Never turn your back on a tree, because you won't have any time to react if something is coming at you. So keep an eye on it. If the bar gets pinched and as it's falling down, leave the saw. It's not worth trying to hold and pull the saw out. If something really goes down, just get the heck out of the way. So you want the tree to fall this way, so you're going to want to cut a notch in it. There's a couple ways. You could cut straight across here like this, and you could notch it down like that. So once you cut through it, you don't have really any waste. But honestly, we can trim off that little wedge in the end anyway. So you're going to want to notch it here.
What kind of angle?
You go back, you cut back about 30% of the tree width. Don't cut back too far. I don't know, an angle just like about that. You have to have enough. If you don't have enough angle, it'll get hung up on itself. Like it'll close on itself, and then it won't keep the momentum going to drop it. Then you're in a real pickle.
Oh yeah, okay. Yeah.
So, and you don't want to go too far back, because then you can't, when you do your back cut, it'll want to come back on you. And you have to have enough space in the back of the tree to put a wedge in, right? This is a really simple cut. It's not a very big tree, but that's about it. Let's try it. Start that saw up. And of course, there's a lot more to it. There's other things, but we'll cover those things later too. See this line? That's an actual line. On a real Husky chainsaw, there's a black mark, even on a steel. That's your sight. That tells you where the tree is going to go. So if you cut in on an angle when you're cutting this, you can line that up I want that tree. You're just gonna skim all those branches off those pines. You don't want it going into the scrub over there, right? So you want that just like that. And you just come in. Doesn't really matter where you come in on this one. There's a little bit of flare, so we can cut it off anyway. That's why I'd do it. I'd come in and I'd go in about 30% of the tree. If you look at 30%, it's just a little bit more than a bar length.
Like bar, yeah, okay.
Bar length. That's your sight guide. Make sure nobody's around you, right?
Yep.
I wouldn't, you could do it like this. It'll cut just like that. All right, hold on a second. I'm gonna hatchet. Okay.
Stop turning it off.
Oh, look at that.
Not even yank on it.
Yeah. Too much compression, man. Don't turn it off. Keep it going. Back more this way. Like that. You get more behind the saw. Hold on. Try to keep it as level as you can. You're like this. I don't know, you're doing something weird. You know what I mean? You can sight it in. Yeah, you can bring it in more. That's pretty good. Is that 30%? That's 30%. Yeah, look at this. Look at the angle the blade is on. It's like dipped down. You want it flat. Okay. So now this is the part where you gotta figure it out. This is how I do this. So I can't turn it off. See? I just knocked the bottom of the blade. With the corner of it off. Okay, come here. Now every once in a while look up, make sure nothing's coming out of that tree. See this? So you didn't quite meet up with it. But you gotta meet up with it. So come back over here. Come back over here and take a little bit more off of that. Yeah. slow. You don't want to go out to your notch. You don't want to go any more than that. I'll show you what happened. I'm gonna win it first. What do you mean?
You made it fall.
I didn't. Well, we needed to correct it, and I'll show you why. Your notch technically gives it the direction you want it to fall. Your holding wood gives it the direction as well, but you can adjust with your holding wood. You have barely any holding wood there. Got more grip here. So yeah, exactly. It's going to pull it over there. That's why you missed all those trees by, I mean, you're only out by a few feet here, but you're out by 20 feet there. No big deal. You know, some guys will lose it that, you know, you lose, you know, lumber's money, right? So you want to collect and save as much wood as you can at the end of the day, because it's putting money in your pocket. Yeah, pretty good though. Not bad for your first one. Didn't come back on us.
That's good. So
that's pretty good. And if we'd gone back any further, or if you'd gone through any further, that saw bites fast.
Yeah, it does.
You know, it's got a lot of jam on it. Yeah, but you don't even need one that big. You know, the smaller little saw, it would actually gives you more control on something like that. Another tree down in the pine forest.
Anything that's never perfect can still die.
Yep. Not if you're ever going to have your first accident, it's when. Don't want to go any more.